Salutations! Last game I was swimming in point currency, now I feel like I'm in prohibition. You're out there somewhere, illusion of however you pronounce this game points, and I'll find you.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Won't.
There's been VAs here and there, but this game opens with voiceovers. Even the dialogue for all the characters have it in some important scenes. I'm thinking later on one of these games have all audio? That might be a bit of a stretch. I might be going even too far-fetched to believe that one of these games will have English VAs upon it. Who knows? Anyway, the backdrop for this story is a mage makes the Sword of Amal, a mighty MacGuffin that could perform miracles to those who wished upon it. One day it was used for selfish desires, so the mage behind its creation seals it away, hoping that someone who isn't selfish finds it again. Scattering map pieces here and there where the sword is located, we start with main character here who kind of reminds me of Sorcerer Stabber Orphan, and a talking leopard named Cougar who ends up being comic relief in story because he's always on about food, but quite possibly the best in battle with his skills because he gets a 3-hit skill that makes all your normal attacks hit 3 times for the remainder of the fight. He'll get one later that hits all enemies, and then later gets a skill that hits and makes his normal attack hit 9 times. Did you say 9 times? 9 times. We meet 3 more characters later for a party of 5 as we again are kind of backwards with needing gems to equip on grids that rarely open up to accommodate the bevy of different gems you'll get. I see they're going with a more of a challenge to this game. Only 2 spell types this time, light and dark, and a mixed counts as your 3rd. Though be forewarned, as some of the stronger spells take until that character's next turn to cast. Your character's specific phantom skills, that's what this game calls them, they always pop immediately no matter how strong, so there's some planning. Fights aren't just mash and win. This one's a bit weird because the sprites say Asdivine, but the battles are 3D like the Revenant games. The yellow to red outline warning you when you're about to partake in a random battle returns. New to this are these enemies you'll clearly see on the world map called area bosses. You'll fight them to earn your Phalcia points, or LCP for short. Again, continue to love how each game has its own point system based after the game's title. The game does provide warning that they're tougher than the usual random fights. First one I came across mentions, it's level 20. You sure you want to fight it? And then you get a choice. Might have been because I went on easy mode, which is said to provide more healing circles, only to later find one and say the healing circles are only found in easy mode. So, even more added challenge if you wanted to. You'd have to focus on your own healing with, like, spells or items. I guess level up would still heal you fully in this game. I'm not sure. I never messed with I'm a one and done kind of guy. I go as easy as possible because there's no, like, difficulty trophies. Maybe that'll be something in the future. Who knows? This game's mad linear. I try to go ahead for later dungeons or towns I'm not supposed to be at for a chance to, like, maybe get something stronger or level up quicker. There's a signpost that lists 2 things. When the story continues, suddenly it lists the direction the next town I'm supposed to go to. I've never seen a game do that before. Literally that linear to, like, where stuff doesn't appear yet on the map, and then as you progress through the game, it's like, oh, here it is. I just walked past this part. The return of getting thrown in jail, but the reason is very clear in this story and not the usual misunderstanding. Thankfully, looked ahead and realized I could just max out at level 99 with the first flight thing that they give you in this game and get to an island to fight strong enough enemies to get XP, and then to another island where there's metal monsters, which some of my crew could always do more than 1 damage somehow, and max out before I even get the item that's usually in these games to keep giving you encounters every step. I was already maxed out by a little short of finding P6 of the map. Platinuming this game requires finding more of the tough boss fights for the LCP, because some of them, a total of 3 fights, each will drop some powerful weapons or armor. Keep in mind that some of those do carry some nasty side effects, so always look before you put on. You'll find others that are safe to use. Pro tip, don't bother spending any of the points you get for items. They're kind of slim pickings on this one. And you'll need all you can get for some of the tougher fights, especially the last one that's level 99 you'll find out in post-normal ending. Because you can spend 100 to revive the party at full HP and MP while continuing the fight. Not start over, continue. So, yeah, even the guide mentioned it's going to be a battle of attrition to win it. All these games had it. It's just something that's like actually needed for once here. But every game has always had this. When your party wipes, it's like retry, which means start the fight over from the beginning. Spend 100 points to continue the fight if you have it on hand, or go back to the title from and just have to load your save again. But yeah, the first time it's actually a thing I had to use more than once for that level 99. But trust me, just keep farming those from like low enemies. They do decrease by half or whatever, but again, I didn't spend any points on whatchamacallit. I might have did like one item just to see what it was to like. It's like a strength up or like an intelligence or something like that, and even then it wasn't like super worth it. But yeah, I was like 2k in points by the time I reached that level 99 and just kept spending. Like 2 or 3 times you'll have to use it if you're maxed out and have all your like good shit. So a very straightforward game outside of the usual side quests you'll need to complete for trophy reasons. Real stingy on the side points, and even when you get enough, they're only good to help you win against the strongest boss there. Because all the strong boss enemies get 2 attacks each turn to fuck your shit up. But I can hate on being given a bit more of a challenge in these games from time to time, even if you sometimes gotta exploit the system. I like with the Phantom skills how every party member really stands out, and this is plot-wise as well. I will give this game a B- and stick it in 7th place above Cronus Arc, because at least this game still gives you the chance to quickly fight enemies with each step. It's just way later than I would have personally liked, but honestly, it's something I can overlook. They clearly went for more of a challenge for this game. I respect that. Before I move on to the next game in this series, I'm going to do 2 reviews outside of those Kemco RPGs. I've played a few lesser-known beat-em-ups, and I'll talk about that next week, and follow up with a review of some lesser-known fighting games. So, catching up with Kemco will return in October with Episode 16, Asdivine Menace, which is the 4th game with Asdivine in the title, and the 2nd game with Izayoi on the cover. Only a 1-game break for us to get a sequel. Wow. But in any case, take care, and thanks for watching.